Talking about big movies, why don't we talk about the most capitalist movie of 2025? And let's talk about Jurassic World Rebirth, because you probably forgot that it came out last year. I mean, congratulations, you're a movie that completely everyone forgot about. I mean, I dare you to name anything that you remember from that movie down in the comments, and it still made almost $1 billion, if I'm not remembering wrong. There is something really flawed with society.
No! God, please, no! No!
I know you have this whole
Welcome back to Torn Apart, and today we're doing my favorite thing of the year. We're finally talking about the Oscars. We're finally talking about the best movies of last year, of 2025. Every single year I throw my own party celebrations, celebrating the performances of the year, the best cinematography, the best dramas, because yes, I separate everything into different categories because I want a lot of movies to be represented, and I don't want to trust the Oscars or even the Golden Globes. I think we can go beyond that. There are so many indie gems being forgotten every single year, and this celebration is about that. As every single year, I have my own categories right here in these beautifully printed sheets of paper. And my categories are also quite fun. We're not just being serious and objective and catering to the cinephiles on the internet. We're having fun with the film-themed stuff that happened last year. Let's start with the category that we all love, of course, because we need to talk about actors and we need to talk about actresses. So the nominees for this year Best Male Performance of 2025 are Robert Pattinson in Mickey 17, David Johnson in The Long Walk, Sean Penn in One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein, Theodore Pellerin in Lurker, Lee Byung-hun in No Other Choice, and Timothée Chalamet in Marty Supreme. And the winner is Lee Byung-hun from No Other Choice. Congratulations! This is actually one of those films that I caught up in the last few weeks before the preparations of this video, and when it comes to deciding who should win this Torn Apart award, I always give it to the performance that saved the movie for me. As in, without this performance, the movie would not have worked. He's really putting all of these cast members together, he's tying the plot together. Basically, is the entire reason why the movie works, and this is why I think it makes for a wonderful and incredible performance that is definitely memorable. I feel like No Other Choice is definitely the new edition of Parasite, but I feel like American audiences are still not ready for that kind of critique of capitalism, because No Other Choice is ruthless, and this actor here is the perfect made character for it. Now let's go into something fun, because every single year I give special awards to certain fun and weird things, and this time around I want to celebrate twins. And when I'm talking about twins, I'm specifically talking about double performances. Last year, so 2025, we had so many different actors who kind of wanted to do it all. They wanted to be the main protagonist and the antagonist at the same time. So let's celebrate all of these incredible double performances, because we had quite a lot of them. And I'm not gonna list you all the names, I'm just gonna show you their beautiful faces tuned to the most incredible and awe-inspiring music you've probably ever heard. And of course, we couldn't really talk about men/actors without talking about women as well. So let's jump straight into the best female performances of 2025. And the nominees are Alicia Vikander in The Assessment, Madeline McGraw in Black Phone 2, June Squibb in Eleanor the Great, Vanessa Kirby in Night Always Comes, Jennifer Lawrence in Die My Love, Rosie Byrne in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, and Jessie Buckley in Hamnet. And the winner is Rosie Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Congratulations.
Yeah, there's this creepy asshole who's harassing me every fucking day. He harasses me. He's obsessed with me. He's back at my window wanting something.
To leave the parking lot or get out of your car!
Oh my god, are you serious?
This is one of those movies that surprised me, not necessarily because of the plot, but mostly because I had no idea that Rosie Byrne had that kind of performance in her. Like, she doesn't look like herself, she's really driving herself insane, and I love that for her. To be honest, Rosie Byrne is one of those actresses that has been in so many different romantic comedies and, well, genres that we don't really take that seriously when you think about it, so I'm always really impressed when they finally manage to get everyone's attention with this kind of performances. So congratulations to you. You were one of the best performances, if not, well, the best performance of last year. Another special category, this is one that I call the Mia Goth Award, because Mia Goth is one of those actresses that loves playing a lot of different characters and giving it everything, basically. So the Mia Goth Award this year will go to Jack Quaid for his incredible performances in the movies Novocaine, Companion, and Neighborhood Watch. I love Jack Quaid, to be honest. He's a very charismatic and fun actor to have in your film.
Oh shit, sorry! It's fine, just get something else.
And he's managed to beat Nicolas Cage as well, because I think Nicolas Cage was in 2 films last year, so it was a tight race. And I feel like we don't have only to appreciate movies, but we have to appreciate the lore. We have to appreciate the things that makes a year memorable, and what is more memorable than characters. So let's have a look at my nominees. The coolest characters of 2025 are The Void in the movie Thunderbolts, Alpha Samson in 28 Years Later, The Ice Grabber in Black Phone 2, Frankenstein's monster in Frankenstein, and Pennywise the Clown in Welcome to Derry. And the winner is The Void. Congratulations. I mean, look at him.
Are you tired of fighting? Let me help you.
This performance really haunted me for quite a long time, and it came at such an incredible surprise, because this was a movie that we weren't expecting it to be that fun to begin with, or even that well made. But what an incredible and dark thing to introduce in the MCU, but also to us, because The Void kind of represents depression and nihilism to the utmost capabilities of us as humans, basically. So I loved it, and I really hope that he will be reused in interesting ways in the future. Oh no, one of them has fallen down on the floor. Let's grab it again. And of course, if you know me, you know that I love when movies look good. This is one of the things that really makes me fall in love with a movie. Personally, of course, the sound is the minimum. As in, if you don't have good sound, the movie doesn't even look or feel like a movie. But the cinematography is one of those things that might save a movie if it has disgusting performances, awful themes, and a boring plot. So for me, it's incredibly important. So let's have a look at the nominees for this year for Best Cinematography. We have Autumn Dural Arcapo for the movie Sinners, Marcel Ziskind for The Ugly Stepsister, Anthony Dotmantle for 28 Years Later, Evan Prozovsky in The Legend of Aoki, Poor McEgberg in Black Phone 2, Kim Woo-young in No Other Choice, Dawn Latson in Frankenstein, and Adolfo Veloso in Train Dreams. And of course, you guessed it, the winner is Sinners and Autumn Dural Arcapo. Congratulations. Honestly, this is a movie that looks incredible. And when I think about it, we don't have that many vampire movies that look as good as Sinners did, combining so many different things when it comes to the costumes, when it comes to the set design, which is, yes, simplistic, but you can do way more with the camera and the camera movements. And also the color palette of this movie is just beautiful. Like the dark blues set against all the blood and gore. Honestly, amazing. And of course, we have some very, very memorable scenes which were so incredibly well staged. Congratulations. This is a movie that will be remembered mostly also because of the cinematography. Let's have a look at something quite fun once again, which is the best animated feature of 2025. And this year, we kind of have a lot of them, a lot of indie gems. Let's have a look. We have Dogman, K-pop Demon Hunters, Predator Killer of Killers, Zootopia 2, Arco, Amélie et la métaphysique des tubes. And the winner is Arco. Congratulations. Honestly, this movie is something that anyone should see if you love the Studio Ghibli's movies as well. There is a lot of inspiration from that. But I think the most important inspiration is without a doubt French animation. Like movies like Fantastic Planet and a lot of other comic books that have been released since the 60s and the 70s over here. It's a movie that you will love because it kind of like blends together so many different genres. And it's just an interesting and fun story that I feel like we don't get from the big studios anymore. Like this reminds me of Kubo and the Two Strings. We've got this child who is going on an adventure that is so beyond them, and we need to appreciate the work that goes into animation even more nowadays, especially because of the disaster that AI has been making in the industry or around the world just in general. But let's jump to something quite fun, because every single year I talk about the most cringy moments of the year. But I feel like I can improve that. I feel like I can do better, because we talk about that in my worst movies of the year video, because I like to put those things together, like worst things that happened basically in the year. So I wanted to talk about the memes. I'm someone who loves the shit out of memes, and I feel like some of them have so much cultural impact. Of course, we have our own like cinephile memes kind of things that go viral once in a while, but we have some memes that definitely define the year for us. So I wanted to take a step back and have fun and look at those. My nominees for the best memes of 2025 are the Brad Pitt needs money for surgery meme, the fat JD Vance meme, the bitch you better be doing something meme, the insert name will return in Avengers Doomsday. This was really fun and can be reused in so many different like settings and contexts. It's incredible. And the Sydney Sweeney stare during her jeans interview, which has been reused once again in so many different contexts, and it's probably gonna be used for a while. But the winner is, I think, like the insert name into Avengers Doomsday. It's so random, you could do anything with it and it would still be fun. Maybe it's one of those memes though that will age out once we get to see Avengers Doomsday. For the time being, let's have fun and let's enjoy my favorite meme anyways of 2025. If we talk about cinematography, if we talk about the visuals, we need to talk about the marketing as well, because that is so important that when it comes to selling us to the mood, what the movie is gonna be about, and whether it's actually that interesting at the end of the day. So this category is called Best Posters of 2025. You know that I love my posters, you know that I love excellent graphic design. So let's have a look at this year's nominees. We've got the movie Presents, Novocaine, Superman, Bring Her Back, Weapons, Frankenstein, Together, and Wick is Pain. And the winner is Frankenstein, without a doubt. James John's masterpiece. Every single movie that he's asked to do these kind of posters for are incredible. He was the guy behind Everything Everywhere All at Once as well. What an incredible artist. It's almost impossible to have that same kind of like color palette, the same design, the same mood that his posters managed to like instill in the viewers. I think he did one for No Other Choice as well, which was incredibly good. If you love his work, I think you should definitely follow him. I think he's on Instagram as well and on Twitter without a doubt. Now let's talk about the music and the sound editing. I actually don't have any nominees for this. I just have one winner, because it's impossible to dethrone this movie because it was made by its love of music. And of course, I'm talking about Sinners. And I think the score was composed by Ludwig Göransson, who's probably incredibly famous and you know him already, but I'm gonna be putting all of the other lists of cast members who've worked on the sound design on this movie here, because it was honestly quite a feat. Incredible. To be honest, like, this is one of those movies that I can only describe as perfection, because I could not see a single flaw in it, besides the fact that maybe a lot of people have been saying that it reminds them of the movie From Dusk Till Dawn, even though completely different, because Robert Rodriguez makes camp movies. He doesn't make serious, important movies like Sinners. You want to laugh a little bit more? Because I have my best comedy category coming here. So the movies that made you laugh the most last year, the movies that were best written. I actually have quite a lot of them. This year was probably a really good one for comedies, black comedies, action comedies. Let's have a look at my nominees. We've got One of Them Days, The Legend of Aoki, The Phoenician Scheme, The Roses, Rental Family, Buen Camino, and No Other Choice. And of course the winner is No Other Choice. Like, honestly, like, is it possible to do anything better than this incredible black comedy? I honestly don't think so. And now for another fan category, we've got the most overrated movie of 2025, and we can give this award without even thinking about it to Avatar, Fire and Water, or Fire and Ash. See, I mixed them up. This is how disappointed I was with that movie, because the discourse around it was so intense, so passionate, and I mean, look at the clock, it's March and no one is talking about Avatar anymore. But I suppose that once the new one comes out, we'll go back into talking about how much of a cultural relevancy it has on society. For the time being, let's go back to sleep. All of the Avatar fans back to sleep, back into hibernation, because we're not gonna hear about them for a while anyways. But talking about science fiction, right? What are the best science fiction movies from last year? Let's have a look. We've got Mickey 17, Companion, Fantastic Four First Steps, Predator Badlands, and Avatar, Fire and Ash. And you're probably sitting there being like, you just said that it was overrated. Yes, but we've got to separate being objective and being an asshole. And objectively speaking, Avatar, Fire and Ash is still a good looking science fiction movie. I did not give it an award, of course, because I gave it to Predator Badlands. Congratulations. I think it's Dan Trachtenberg once again. He really gets the Predator franchise, and I loved seeing him as the main character as well. It gives us a new context, a new interpretation of the Yoja lore as well, and it's one of those movies that like juggles together so many different genres, and that's something that I loved, and it is very difficult to do. To be honest, I've never met anyone who didn't enjoy Predator Badlands. I think they even put together something quite interesting with the Wayland Yutani company like lore threads. Well done. Talking about creatures, talking about the fun little puppets that are memorable, let's have a look at my favorite best non-human performances of 2025, because we love looking at faces, human faces, but don't we love more little creatures? Let's have a look at my nominees. We've got the Mother Creeper from Mickey 17, Indy from Good Boy, Dek the Yaoja from Predator Badlands, Gary the Snake from Zootopia 2, and Baby Ochi from The Legend of Ochi. And the winner is, of course, it's Indy the Good Boy. Like, he literally won an award over actual actors out there, like in the United States. So incredible performance, and without a doubt it saved the movie, because the movie Good Boy was a very low budget, low stakes kind of horror movie. It's incredible. Like, I didn't know that a dog could be this good. Like, what can they not do at the end of the day? Like, now they're actors, they're replacing us. Maybe the danger is animals, not AI. Something to think about. And now let's talk about the best dramatic movies from last year. This is a category that blends together so many different things. What is a drama? Let's find out what a drama is, for me anyways. The nominees for the best drama of 2025 are The Life of Chuck, One Battle After Another, The Lost Bus, Nouvelle Vague, Die My Love, Pillion, and Marty Supreme. And the winner is one battle after another. Of course, you could say that it's an action movie, you can say that it's a thriller. At the end of the day, I think that it's playing with so many different themes that it has to be a drama. Like, I have to categorize it as a drama. At least I'm not categorizing as a science fiction movie or a war movie. That would have been really, really weird. I love this movie, and I've showed it to my family as well. I've seen it several times, and I can tell you that it stands this test of time without a doubt. And I hope it gets some actual recognition at the Oscars as well. You'll be able to tell me, because this is actually coming after the Oscars, but you know that this is the best one, right? This is the better version of the two. Every single year I also talk about the best action movies, but sometimes we don't have enough of them. So this year I was like, new category. Let's actually focus on something different that is still related to action. Let's applaud the stunt workers. What are the best stunt-focused movies of 2025? Let's have a look at the nominees. We've got Novocaine, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, Sishu, Road to Revenge, Final Destination Bloodlines, Predator Badlands, and F1 the movie. And the winner is, of course, Sishu, The Road to Revenge.
Hold your position.
To be honest, when it comes to memorable and incredible stunt performances, the things that really stick to my mind is when it's incredibly crazy. Like when it's something that shouldn't be allowed to do by like the laws of physics or whatever, and they still manage to do it and it looks believable. Of course, this is an award that also goes to the CGI artists, because it all comes together beautifully, the works of all of these people making art together. And I feel like it needed to appreciate more this year, so let's give a little bit of an applause to those incredible film workers. Now, as every single year, we're gonna be talking about the best directorial debuts of 2025. I want to recognize when a director has done some incredible work, especially when he doesn't have that much of experience. So let's have a look. We've got Emily Christine Blightfield for The Ugly Stepsister, Michael Shanks for Together, Chris Stuckman for Shelby Oaks, Scarlett Johansson for Eleanor the Great, and Alex Russell for the movie Lurker. And the winner is Emily Christine Blightfield for The Ugly Stepsister. Congratulations, an incredibly weird movie that was honestly one of my favorite movies from last year. And I actually have the 4K limited edition version up here on my shelf. And if we're talking about The Ugly Stepsister, we have to talk about one of my favorite genres ever. You probably can guess it. It's the horror genre. So what were the best horror movies of 2025? Let's have a look. We've got The Monkey versus Sinners versus Weapons versus The Ugly Stepsister versus Strange Harvest versus Black Phone 2 versus Frankenstein. And the winner is, it's Sinners. Come on, like, what do you expect at the end of the day? Incredible movie. It's a perfect movie. And it's one of those horror movies that actually bridge like different target audiences. I feel like a lot of non-horror fans have been watching Sinners and loving Sinners, despite the fact that it's a very gory vampire period movie. Quite an insane thing to do. Well done. I think we've seen enough of the movie theater. So let's talk about TV, because this year I've added 2 new categories for my TV appreciation. We're talking about actors once again, and I feel like since we started with the big screen, we should end with the small screen without a doubt. So the best female performances on TV, whether limited series or a long-running series, are Britt Lauer in Severance Season 2, Jennifer Holland in Peacemaker Season 2, Susanna Son in Monster, The Ed Gein Story, Clara Stack in Welcome to Derry, Emmy Lou Wood in White Lotus Season 3, and Natasha Lyonne in Poker Face Season 2. And the winner is...
Daddy?
There's my little girl.
Clara Stack in Welcome to Derry. To be honest, we've had so many incredible child performances in the last few years, so I shouldn't even be shocked at this point. But I am shocked by the fact that they don't really get that much recognition, like in big awards, especially in the US, but even around the world just in general. Let's not point fingers just at them. So I was like, this is a performance that made Welcome to Derry so much more entertaining to watch, and it's so sad. Like, you feel so sad for this character, and it's so thanks to her. I really wish we get to see more of her, but from what I've heard about Welcome to Derry, we're gonna be stepping back and going back in time, so this is probably the end of her character, but at least we get to appreciate it. Let's talk about the other side of the best performances on TV, the guys. And the nominees are Owen Cooper in Adolescence, Seth Rogen in The Studio, Lee Jung-jae in Squid Game Season 3, Charlie Hunnam in Monster: The Ed Gein Story, Chris Chalk in Welcome to Derry, and Patrick Schwarzenegger in White Lotus Season 3. And the winner is Owen Cooper in Adolescence. Congratulations.
Tell me when to say no! You do not control what I fucking... Look at me now! You do not control what I do in my life!
This year I actually ended up giving the awards to children and child actors just in general. I mean, it's been an incredible year for them, so Owen Cooper made Adolescence like a horror show. It was really hard to watch, and he had such an intensity to him. To be honest, I hope that he does great things in the future, because he's already shown us so much. And now that we're done talking about actors and actresses, let's talk about what is the best TV show overall in 2025. The nominees are Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Adolescence, Common Side Effects, The Studio, and Welcome to Derry. And the winner is Welcome to Derry. Congratulations to Andy Muschietti, Barbara Muschietti, and Jason Fox, which is a really fun name to pronounce, for delivering us a show that no one was expecting to enjoy, or at least like no one was expecting it to be as good as it was. Like when it comes to the production design, the writing, the characters like being rewritten in ways that make them even more compelling. To be honest, it's probably one of the best horror series we've seen in a really long time, and I really hope we get to see more seasons of it as well. But that was basically it. We did it. We did another edition of the Torn Apart Awards. I actually don't remember at which point we are right now. Like, is this the third or the fourth Torn Apart Awards? I actually don't know. You probably know better than me. Let me know down in the comments. And if you have other people that should be nominated, other movies that should be nominated, let me know what your selection was for last year down in the comments. I'd really like to know. And if you like this video, as usual, down at the bottom here, I'm gonna be putting the previous episodes of the Torn Apart Awards, so you can catch up on the best movies and performances and fan categories of every single year. And here at the top, as usual, you're gonna be seeing what's happening on this channel in the last few weeks, at least if I know. If I don't know, it's gonna remain a mystery for everyone. Don't forget to smash that like button every single time that you do that. You make sure we get another Pennywise coming back in time so that he can deliver us with more incredible performances, categories, and awards.
Can I count on you?
Maybe it could bring us back to the 80s. What would the Torn Apart Awards look back in the 80s? Pretty sure I would have incredible hair. Really long hair. Wow, that would be amazing. I think we should all go back to the 80s. I'm Patrick, and this is Torn Apart.
Back in the 90s, I was in a very famous TV show.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da.